Oh, we did it again. Apologies. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have sent the stream to the wrong place again, but we're fixing it. So, in the meantime, we will talk about what is going on. We are doing window tint over existing customer window tint. So, what does that mean? That means there is no problems. No problems whatsoever. Let's see, they put it under the content. So, what does that mean for you as a business? What does that mean for the customer? What can they expect? Is that okay? We're going to talk about all those goodies today, and we're going to do it. So, what is going on? Windshield. We're doing the full windshield, which doesn't currently have tint. We're doing the front doors, which has lighter tint, and then we're doing the very back window, which has about the same type of tint as the front windows. It might have lightened up a little bit over time. We're a little unsure, but the tint job actually doesn't look all that bad. So we're just going to darken it up. Yo, what is up, my dudes? What is up? It is a little later in the day today. Shouldn't take all that long to do, but with full windshield, it definitely changed the schedule a little bit. We're also running low on coffee. Still warm, though. How y'all doing? Yeah, I keep forgetting to send the stream to the right place. So every once in a while, we set it all up, and then we go, oops, forgot to redirect it. So let me throw some warm water in here. I don't know if we'll really need it, but it's always a good chance that we will. 1 second. What's up, bud? What's up, pal? This is a long-running joke a while ago. Somebody calls you pal, you call him bud. When somebody calls you bud, you go, what's up, pal? Do you have any videos with 20%? No. I don't usually go that dark on a windshield. 35 is about as low as I go. Do you know if there's a way on Tint Wiz to send people 2 proposals? No, but ask them. I would honestly think that you could. You can also put different options, but if you have to send them 2 proposals, it's something I have not tried. If there's not an option to just try and send them another proposal, I would definitely ask them about it. How do you remove the glue from the back glass? Use an adhesive remover, something like ATR or Awesome. Awesome is no joke, an awesome adhesive remover. I was looking to see if I had it. I don't. Well, it's over there. Comes in a clear-ish bottle. It's a yellow fluid. LA is totally awesome. Any complications with the Malibu? Full windshield, 2011? No, Malibus are great. Back in the 2011s, you might have a little foam strip on the very bottom of the back window, so you could want to cut those edges a little tight. Other than that, Malibus are great. The seals pop out. The brand new ones, the seals don't pop out. At least the seals that I'm talking about are all the side seals. So top, around, they just yank out. So if that's giving you some trouble, if it's the one. You'll notice because they have like a much thicker rubbery side seal, unlike a lot of cars. So they're one of the few that does. I think that's for an 11. All right, we're gonna get started. We gotta get going. I like the shirt. Thank you. That'd be checking. Oh, let me pin this to the group too. I have a pair of safety glasses I want tinted. If they're plasticky, then probably not. Oh, what's up, Burns? How you doing? It's gonna be dark. Basically that. Yeah. Client was like, I just want it to be as dark as I possibly can. We'll go a little lighter on the windshield, but I want no chance of anybody seeing in the side. So I was like, all right, I gotcha. We'll do 5. So I was thinking 20 over there's 35 on the front doors. So it would be near a 10%, but if you want like totally dark. First time ordering Geo and they sent me sunglasses. They never sent me sunglasses. I'm jealous. They sent me shoes though, so that's pretty cool. I don't know, maybe they like you. All right, GoPro. GoPro. Oh, we're not. We're almost there. This is why I double check things. Always before I get started, not really. Go, 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 go. Okay, there we go. GoPro. Yay! Canon. We are good to go. When we reset the computer, everything goes to hell. Ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba. Are we tinting today? We're tinting today. So let's get started. What does that involve? That involves one of these dealies. We've already been doing a little bit of stuff today. My morning appointment was kind of funny because I was prepared to strip and retint some front doors, and then we ended up not doing that at all. He had it tinted somewhere else. And thought they were a little bit light, and then we metered him, but we had a really good conversation, so that was fun. And then we had four doors on a Jeep Grand Cherokee. That was a little bit unique too, because we didn't end up doing the back quarters and the rest of it. We just did literally the doors. So pretty straightforward, in and out. And then this one showed up, so I was expecting a little bit more today. Oh, these have the, we gotta push, ooh, that's gonna be a little bit annoying. We gotta prop that up a little bit. So we're gonna put, I don't know, like a rag or something under there. That should prop it up enough just to get it out of the way. Stick a water bottle? Yeah, that'll work. Some people do like half tennis balls too, I've seen. That seems really clever because the tennis ball would also have a little bit of grip. Do you have to shrink when doing a windshield? You can try not to and let me know how that goes. Always. It's pretty straightforward. In all cases, glass is curved, film is flat. You have to round all that film to get it to fit. Okay, so that will come out. So what we can actually do is we can go straight across if we want to, and then cut out a little tab for it. Or we can go around the whole tab area if we want to. Either or. I'm gonna go buy some tennis balls now. I think I have some laying around the house that we actually bought to use, and then we used them once. So I might be able to go find those. When I talk, it helps remind me of things. Should I get a space if I don't have a lot of clientele? That is totally up to you. I don't have, like, it's a decision that you have to make. I'm not sure what you should do for your business, but I can tell you that you will, if you take it seriously, you'll generally grow up into a space. So as long as you have a safety net, in case things slow down extra, and you have some clientele built up already, then you can definitely grow into a space. 2,000 for 3,000 square feet is definitely not bad at all. This is 3,300 square feet at $2,400 a month. So there are added costs with that. Is the tint business capped on revenue? Well, there's always limits. I mean, you got to be creative. So it depends on, like, that's why as a shop, people will get employees, extra hands, pull in extra services, because, yeah, your time matters and what you bring in matters. So if you're paying X amount for a bigger space, then you should be using it. So, you know, if you're only pulling in a couple cars at $200 a car, then that's only $400 a day. Figure out what that space is out over a month, and then you got to see, like, oh shit, I got to pull in some more things. I got to do some extra work. What is the darkest you recommend for tinting a windshield? I wouldn't go any darker than 35. Darker than that, like, I mean, it's up to the person, but you'll always run into those driving situations where it gets a little bit harder to see and you can't just yank the tint off the windshield. Well, you could, but, you know, it's not quite that simple. You wouldn't. What kind of tape is that? Glass Aid. It's currently out of stock in almost everywhere. I think Dragon said that they still have some, which means they've been sitting on it for a while. Distributors are funny. Where did you get the green scraper? This guy? Pretty sure. Oh, the scrubber. That I found at a tint site. It's by Tri-Edge. You can check out Tint Depot first. If they don't have it, then hit up like Sun Distributing. Oh, I know who that is. Look, it looks pretty dark, but right now you can still see SpongeBob in there. And we don't want to see SpongeBob anymore. We're going to cover him up. Canon. What's up, Daniel? How you doing? Thank you for the 10. What's up, Master Matt Musta? You got some of the best sayings, man. I'm doing well. Things are good. Hope they're good over there, too. Out in much nicer weather, Cali. Here, we're just starting to get a little warmer. Fuck me. Last year, it went from like, I'm not complaining about last summer. It went from like 60 to 80, and it stayed real clear and real sunny for like most of the summer. But man, getting there, like, we had a good April Fool's Day where it started to get warm, and then all of a sudden it's like, psych. Psych. And then we had a snowstorm. And then people are like, I think it's over. And I'm like, I don't know, end of April. End of April, it always comes back, and then sure enough, we had another, like, cold, rainy, ugh. No fun. Another super chat. Another one. 1 second, I missed it. I will get there. Are you able to stay busy in the winter? Sure. I'd say a lot of it depends on how long you've been established for. But Tint can stay busy all year round. You will have those random weeks that just slow way down. But you get opposite in warmer weather, where it'll all of a sudden, out of the blue, pick up and be busier than ever. So you gotta kind of balance those out. Winter is the time to take your vacations and stuff. GoPro. No. Canon. That one. Daniel Reyna with another 10. Oh, it was you, for real. Thanks, buddy. Kendall with the 2. Ready Player One for Tool, I Spy. What? I don't understand that one. Can you explain that one a little bit? I'm totally drawing a blank on what you mean. Thank you for the 2, though. You inspired me to start tinting, bro. Don't have enough right now to buy tint, and I'm going to get some tint removals to save up for tint. GoPro. Well, good luck, man. Front doors are kind of a good way, too, to save up some money. So if you can get a handle on just doing front doors, there's a lot of requests for just front doors. So how dark on the front doors? We're going to do 5 over the 35, and then we're going to be doing 5 over that on the back as well. And then 35 on the windshield. Where my squeegee? I'm still drawing a blank. I sent you the rolls, though. Those are on the way. Oh, I gotta grab some keys. I gotta grab some. There's a bunch of keys here. All right. Just lose something and I got your back? Oh! I get it now. Sorry. I Spy. I totally get it now. Thank you, man. Okay, 5, right? We need 5. Do we have a big roll out? Do we? No, that's empty. That's empty. All right, hang on. Let me go grab one. It's hard to keep track of everything. I just unboxed a bunch of that stuff. I guess I need shelving for that. No. Everything looks good on the computer end of things. Yeah, we're all good here. I might be a little late to the party, but what does your shirt mean? Oh, it's a really common request. I honestly haven't heard it in a while, but there's a lot of people that always say they want to go dark, but they want to keep it legal. And those are two things that don't quite work together, but it's a very common question or request. You go, I want it in the dark, but I don't want a ticket. I had to refresh. Good deal. Some people just like to go really dark. It's not a very uncommon thing for me to do, limo all the way around. Switched to Geo from ASWF after watching your channel. Now I bought a bunch, and I'm getting cars back after 6 months with bubbling. That is definitely a weird thing. I have not had that situation yet, and I've been using it for at least over a year. You can contact Burns or Cubby, talk to them about it, and if you could also post in the group any of the failures, I'd be interested to see them too. 6 months, you definitely shouldn't have any type of bubbling. Oh, ASWF was bubbling. Oh, I was gonna say, like, fuck. Thank you for clarifying that. Really, after 6 months? Ugh. Fuck, they're still putting out bad film, huh? One of my worst film experiences was with that company. I don't really go strong about any company, but they especially pissed me off, so fuck that. Well, I hope you have a better experience, man. That sucks. I was redoing a month straight. Month straight of redos plus more. All right. So not much is different right now, obviously, because we're just cutting patterns. But when we get on the inside, that's where we got to remind ourselves that there's already tint on the existing tint. So we got to clean it a little more carefully. You can't just take a scraper and scrape it. And the tint also, what I'm a little worried about is sometimes tint will grab really hard. So hopefully we can get this into place okay. And if that goes okay, then no problem. But if you are interested in getting tint over tint, the challenge as a company is you can't warranty something like that, because what if this goes bad? You can't be responsible for both layers. And then, somebody just asked. Perfect. No, you don't. But, you know, you just have a conversation with the client ahead of time and just let them know what the situation is and why you can't. You know, if they're... The thing is, like, if you tint over it and the film underneath it bubbles, fades, peels, any of those things, then that affects your film too. And then let's say one layer fails and the other layer is still on there, well, chances are there's glue and stuff that's left behind too. So it's like, no matter what, in the event of a failure, both layers would have to be redone. You don't have the film there, so what you would do is then retint it with as close as you could with the film that you have. But then you're talking about maybe double layering or whatever, and that's just, it's up to you. But yeah, I'm like, as far as like, okay, so what if I do it? Should I be worried? Most cases you should be fine. I've done double layers before and haven't seen a problem from it, but that doesn't mean there can't be. So that's why, as a company, you can't really slap a guarantee on it that everything will be fine. But, you know, if I thought that this was going to fail, I wouldn't be doing it right now. Yeah, like right now. And honestly, we looked at the film before I even brought it in. I've seen really bad jobs before that would concern me. This one is not one of them. This one actually looks okay. You know, obviously a little weathered. It was sitting, I guess, for like a year. So we'll be nice to it. And it's gonna be dark. It's gonna be way dark. Starting out, how many rolls should I order and how many shades? I'd order the most popular ones. So that's, for me, that would be like 25 and 35. And I'd order probably 36-inch rolls in all of them. If you have the extra budget, get the 24s or 20-inch rolls behind those, especially for front doors, because it'll be easier for you to stick with the 24-inch rolls for like doors. You can also do 20-inch rolls for doors as well, just you won't be able to cover F-150s and some of the newer, bigger trucks. Well, they're not really bigger trucks, but they are taller windows. For whatever reason. Whoa! Canadian. I just say that because I don't think I've had one that's actually said $6 Canadian. Dave with a 7, actually. Thanks, Matt, for the informative information. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What is that? Each one 5, 15, 30, and 35 to start. Yeah, if you can get the in-betweens, the only reason I'll say keep it a little simple is it helps with decisions. Do you get more customers because of the live streams? Not a lot. A little bit. We're starting to pick up a little bit more. I can talk about that in a sec. But thank you, Dave. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I forget I'm wearing a GoPro. Okay, so let's see, the channel, as far as getting more clients from videos, I'm generally seeing more people that have never had tint before. And that's really cool. They're like, I didn't really know about it. I had been interested in getting it, so I looked up and I came across your channel. Those people will generally come here if they're in the area. That's really, really cool to see. Outside of that, it's still like, it's more of people hear it after the fact. So as a newer business, and I mean that as in like, you know, I've been tinting for a long time, but people don't know me. I haven't had a business name for very long. So people still call around here like it's brand new. So after they've called, maybe, unless they're a referral, they'll call after like 2 or 3 other shops. So it's not amazing, but it's starting to help. And the more that you put up there, the better you get in terms of like search results and stuff like that. So you just become something that's always there when people are looking for information about it. So that's always a good thing. It does help a lot with showing the different films. Big time. Because if you're getting people that are genuinely interested in learning about window film as they're like looking into it, then also very receptive to like, you know, at least understanding about the different films that we got. So, like we said, this has already been tinted, so we're not going to just take a scraper and go over it. So, honestly, a clay bar is probably a really good thing to do. You could also take a towel and wipe it over. You just want to try and make sure as much surface things are off as possible, but you're still not going to be able to get it perfect. Like you would with a razor blade or something. Wrapping a car and watching a stream? Hell yeah. I'm always watching stuff while I'm tinting. Or I'm streaming and talking. Yeah, so as far as tint jobs go, you can see there's a little bit of a fade line up here. So whatever is on here, it's going to continue to fade over time, and unfortunately it's the first layer, it's not the second, so it's not like we're putting a layer to protect it. But you just clean it as best you can. Treat it like glass, except without a razor. Honestly, pretty uneventful. Interesting topic that I get a question about a lot. But I'm from Canada. Can I order the tint? Contact Geo about international. They definitely ship international, but I talked to them about it. Go to GeoShield USA and see what they can hook you up with. International can be pretty expensive, so I'm not familiar with, you know, they ship lots and lots, so they would know better than me. No problem. So one of the nice things is about tinting over tint is that this is like tinting over factory tint too. You don't, getting all the, you try and get it as clean as you can for sure. But if you can't, then those imperfections aren't really going to stand out anymore because the layer that's on top is going to show everything, and then what's trapped in between like a sandwich isn't going to show as much. So I'm going to keep this down a little bit more than I typically would. I want to keep this just underneath that first layer. I don't want any chance for there to be like a little press up. Like, so let's say this is the tint here, and this is the layer that I'm sliding up to that. If I go over that, I'm worried that that'd be a little bit like pushing it to the edge of the, like over the edge of the glass, basically, because there's a little bit of a gap there. So you want that to still seal down. Do you think the electronic tint will take over the tint game? The stuff that auto changes? Not exactly. I think it'd be a long way out, mostly because of cost in the beginning. It's not something that you've seen on very many vehicles. So I think I've only seen it on a total of like 2. There was like a sunroof that VW made that had it, and maybe something else. We're gonna make sure this is down. Whatever we got, just make sure it's sealed. But, you know, there's like legal restrictions and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting because you wouldn't be allowed to drive with it on. So almost like plugging in CarPlay to your car. You know, like an iPhone or Android Auto or something like that. They don't allow you to put video on the screen, and you can only do certain things while you're driving. So it'd basically probably be tinted while it's sitting there, and then as soon as you turn the car on to drive it or something and put it in drive, it would probably switch to clear. There's too many restrictions there. There we go. Good deal. I'd like to see transition films get a little bit better, though. More stable. I have a cheap one I want to try, just for fun. But yeah, so far as installation goes, everything's acting very similar to glass, nothing weird. It's not overly sticking or whatever, so. Does Geo have a green tint to it? No. No, it's generally pretty neutral on the Pro Classic. The Limo leans a little bit towards, like, until you get it outside, it might seem a little bit blue. It's not something I've really noticed very much while actually doing it. Seems to be something that sticks out a little bit more on camera, but then if you pull it outside, it's definitely a little bit of a cooler look. Pro Nano's more of a warmer look. Where do you get slip tape? That I don't know. I don't use it. I've had some. I just don't like it. It doesn't last very long. Or at least any of them that I've tried don't seem to last very long. Put it on a squeegee, by the end of the truck, it was done. Just kind of drove me crazy. Dang! So we got a couple of dried out specs that's really, really minimal. But like whatever's on here, like, yeah, that looks great. Good deal. Is there another option besides Glass Aid? Yeah, not... Yes and no. So there are some old school tricks. So one of them being Sharpie and a glass board. You can mark all your film, cut it on a glass board. The other trick is what is called the button method. You just take a hard piece of plastic, really small, so like the tip of this. I was trying to use the shank too. That can kind of help out. So the idea is that you put it underneath the film, poke your knife through the film onto it, and drag that around. But you still got to put a light on the inside and stuff like that. Fine line tape is not the same. So you can use pinstriping and stuff like that to at least mark it if that's what you're going for, but to not cut on the glass, there isn't anything else. Fine line tape will work with vinyl, but it doesn't work the same with window tint, unfortunately. It would be cool if it did. I would love to just pull it right through. How to not get white spots? White spots are dirt specks. A lot of it just comes down to practice, technique, time. You'll usually have something, but it'll be very, very, very minimal. Any tinter will tell you there's no perfect tint job, but you get damn close. That gator blade doesn't scratch the window? It can. And I actually have had to replace a window because I scratched it. But the only reason it scratched it was because jamming it under the seal on a really dirty car, and it just picked up, like, so one, I had been using it for a little while, and two, it managed to pick up some dirt off the glass. So, like, yeah. So what happened was it picked up something, and I just went, and I put a big old scratch through the whole thing. So yeah, it can, be careful. Generally, no. And change them out every once in a while or sand them down or whatever. Oh, good. That's on the outside. Oh, there's like a weld splatter there. Have you thought about expanding? Sure. It becomes a lot of work, though. So it's like, it's those in-between things. I gotta be careful with figuring out. I can get more tint and I can get more tinters, but again, you're running a tint shop. So what time that goes into live streams might then have to go into teaching people here at the shop and overseeing and talking to customers, you know what I mean? So it's like then you gotta hire somebody for counters, you gotta really build it up. So I'm being really careful on where I wanna go, because when I open this spot up, I really just wanted to stream. So, yeah. You have to have enough business to take care of everybody. And I'd say right now, it's really enough to take care of myself. And then there's the potential in the future to expand that. But I want to try and make it as seamless as I can, but that's tough. Very, very tough. Worked for a lot of shops that have a hard time keeping people and finding new help, and then they teach new help, and then it's just a nightmare. So you kind of got to be like all into just that. Yeah, so there's like, we were wondering about what this is. This looks like there's just built up dirt because it was scraping. I didn't think it was adhesive, but it kind of looked like it. Just some crud that built up over time. This is the most used window. So I'm gonna see how much we can clean off with just lightly rubbing it with like a clay bar or something. Do you get air pockets out? Oh, well, to get an air pocket out, it really has to be wet, so you can prevent them from even being there. It's how you squeegee the film out. So think of everything as like a big ripple, and start in the middle and work it all out evenly. When you squeegee and then you have an air pocket just zip right over where you squeegee and you squeegee again, you're just gonna smear air. So you wanna just keep a water trail, a wave basically going through the whole window. It'll be really obnoxious in the summertime. Not so bad in the wintertime because the glass stays cold. Well, at least where I am, the glass stays cold that way. I wonder if there's something we can do to touch that up a little bit more. I don't want to take a scrub pad to it. Might just be worn into the film. It looks like it is. I can feel like a hard line there, so I think it basically got, might have just been delaminated or something. See if we can just take the coloring out of it though. Regardless, that's what stays right across up here in the seal, so something got up there and just kind of ate away at the film. But it's not showing any signs of peeling or whatever up here, so that's good. Whatever it is, we've lightened up that line. Okay, we'll go for it. $3M? Nothing I've used long term. So, hard to say for sure. We carried the color stable for a while, and we were in their dealer locator back in the day, and it didn't really do much for us. And their film is rather expensive, so yeah. A little bit. Seems a little overpriced, unless you can like put it in a similar ballpark as like Lumar. You gotta really try and leverage branding. So you're not gonna pull in 3M and just offer competitive pricing with everybody else. The tint on the car, is it Geo? No. I mean, it could be. but I have no idea. It was done, the car was sitting, they said, for at least a year. So it was tint a while ago, and we're just darkening it up. Oh, somebody asked what, fuck, I don't think we can, I'd have to roll it down a lot more to meter it. So I was thinking I could with this one, but I just remembered right now, I'm already in a rough spot. Because I need like this much clearance on the glass. So let's line it up. Do you flush seals out twice? Out of habit, I tend to go over a window twice. It's kind of just to be double sure. I don't even know if it's completely necessary, but can't hurt. It just hurts the time, I guess, a little bit. There we go. So like people were talking about in the last stream, you can also roll the windows down and scrub out the side seals a little bit more with like a towel or something. Spray it, glass cleaner, soapy water, towel. You can really flush out those seals really well, even before you go to cut film on the glass. But I don't do that. But it wouldn't hurt. How do you warranty film tint over tint? You don't. You do as good of a job as you can. You do everything to ensure that everything that you did was to spec and should be good for them. But they take on all the liability of having it. And generally, you'll be fine. You can't guarantee for sure, but yeah, there's nothing you can do for sure on guaranteeing it down the road. I mean, just by some of the little signs with it, it's definitely not a bad looking job. So I totally get saving the money on a full removal to just tint over it. Because that's expensive. And it sucks too. It sucks to have to pay a bunch of money just to have it removed. It's not something I really want to do either. You know, removals, they're very time consuming. You get the better result at the end of it, but still, it's a lot of work. Did we change? GoPro. Wow, I wonder what happened there. Do you like the clear? Do you like the clear crush better than the green tint studio squeegee? No, they're like there's you like them in different ways. It's apples and oranges. You can't. They're not the same squeegee for the same thing. So, but of course I like my Tint Studio squeegee a little bit better because it's Detroit Tint Studio, man. Just waiting for them to peel after a few months. I wouldn't just jump to that conclusion. I don't think that's going to be the case on this one. The tint on here has survived for quite a while and is still okay. So putting the film on top of it, getting it to lock down, it should be fine. I don't see any signs that would create any alarms with this one. Looks like it'd be good. All right. So we're good on the roll downs. We were just doing the front two on that, darken them up. And then back ones are already limoed out. So yes, the front will be a little bit darker than the back. What is that? Oh, the shirt. Here. Let me put it on YouTube too. Wait, why can it? Here, let me try that. Copy. There. I can Control C, but I can't right-click copy. There we go. Yeah, if you guys are interested in the shirt, you can hit up Tint Life. Carrie, the window tint graphic design. She does more than just graphic designing for window tinting, but that's where most people know her from. She's awesome. She does a bunch of cool designs like this for the industry too. So the plastic thing on the door panel, carpet shield. Dang, carpet shield. Ha! There you go. I dropped a link in chat for you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alrighty. The MOS tweet from GameStop. Oh, dude, what are they doing? GameStop. They got something planned, or they're trolling a bunch of people, which I don't think that's the case. They're being patient. They're doing what they are for the company, and they're going to do something that's just going to be absolutely unreal. I mean, just the voting alone, I think, is going to be unreal enough, but we'll see. I think they see the votes. Oh, they definitely do. Yeah, I didn't know if they see them right away or if they get reports of the votes, but yeah, this has so much attention behind it, so much publicity, and any little thing that can be done to help it out is like pushed all over the place. Bought a charger back window from a salvage yard. Practiced until I got it. Took me 3 tries. 3 tries is great, man. That's awesome. This back window, I have a video on the channel. This was one of the most asked about back windows. So didn't matter that it's this one or the next year. All the chargers are pretty curved. So if you've tinted for a handful of years, this isn't going to be much of a problem for you. You've probably seen quite a few of these. But if you're new, these are definitely, like I say, the most common type of back window, or the most common car with the most frustrating back window that you're going to run into. Most other things are pretty much one-off. Here or there, you like run into something that just like kicks your ass. Or it's older, so you don't see it as much. The chargers were just, at least for a time, they're super common to just get all the time for window tint. I haven't seen as many, but I know they're still incredibly popular. So yeah, I mean, look at this guy. Like, look at that. That's a lot. With all your tech, I feel like a drone is next. You know, there's this streamer on Twitch named Sushi Dragon, and he actually did do a drone. Thought about it, didn't realize how noisy they are. Very noisy. And battery life on them is like 15 to 20 minutes, so no good. I did think, I was like, hey, I almost bought it too, but it's not going to work out quite how I thought. So there's this, if you're a sports fan, they have like the cable cam. And so I thought it'd be really interesting to set one of those up and just have it like zip by this way and that way and this way and that way. But it's still going to be way too much to try and make something like that not be frustrating as hell. Or nano flying thingies. Maybe one day the tech will catch up. I'd say with the tracking cameras, it's pretty good right now. Same for the GoPro that we're using, with all the shit hooked up to it. All right. So on this one, just take your time. Get that heat wave going. You'll get about halfway, and that's when things will really start getting difficult for you. The first half shrinks really easily. Then you get into like top corners and stuff. Bottom. It's all just one big bubble. It's not as bad as like a bug, but still. Thankfully, it's not as bad as a bug. You notice I like to try and keep it pretty even, and then I don't shrink too much into here. So I split it in half. You could definitely jump over, push that side down, catch up to this side, and just kind of go evenly. Then you're doing a little jumping back and forth. I mean, you could like reach over and do it like this. It's a bit of a stretch, at least for me. But yeah, you start to see this curve here. So the more you shrink it here, the more tension it's going to pull here. I'd like to see you do a bug on live. Yeah, me too. It'd probably take a few tries to get done, honestly. It hasn't been something I've seen in quite a while. I did the newer model one. That one wasn't too bad. But I just haven't seen an older one. Not in a while. You really got to push the film, so. Do you put your clay bar in warm water or cold water? I put it in warm water here because the thing starts to turn into a little bit of a block in cold weather, so I like it being a little bit softer. Kind of like whatever time of year it is. You know, I put hot water when the weather's cold, and I put colder water when the weather's hot. It's not necessary. I mean, it still runs through the tube, and in wintertime, I don't think it makes a difference. But it makes me feel a little better. Oops. Where do you buy the tints? On the internets. mytintstuff.com or geoshieldusa.com or tintdepot.com. Sorry, I'm missing some of the questions. I don't mean to intentionally, I'm just talking. And then I haven't been able to listen and talk at the same time. Do a video on the spray? That's something you can ask right now. It's kind of just rule of thumb is 1 ounce per gallon. But basically, put enough in there so it slides, but then when you squeegee it, it starts to tack down. All right, so for this big old thing, what do we do? It looks crazy, right? We did it on the other side, so we know what we're doing. But, you know, you get the car, you haven't been tinting for very long, or you're new to tint, and it kind of just looks like a big old pockety mess. So, like, what do you do? How do you do this? H pattern, so what that means is you just take your felt card or you take your hard card or whatever you're going to be using to direct the film. Just pull it this way. And then some people will just go overboard and do a hard line up here. don't create a hard line up here. The idea is to just kind of like let it hang a little loose. And then you start at the bottom and just kind of evenly work your way up. So we're going to be doing a little bit more what is called pull shrinking on this one. So just basically put a little tension, hold it up off the glass a little bit. Heat gun, psh. We're going to be aiming it right above that little end point there. Go a little bit above it. Just keep moving that back and forth. And you don't even see a lot happening, right? And then when you let go, now that whole spot's moved up here. So you can card some of this down. You see where we didn't catch up, and then move that up. And then here is when it starts getting a lot more difficult. So when it all starts bunching up here, you want to try and move it out as evenly as you can. So even pinching the film and pulling it right along this line is going to take away some of the tension from here. But if we had it all locked down here, and we're trying to shrink all this in this bunched up spot, you're going to make this a little bit too hard on yourself to shrink, and then you'll often burn it. So just keep gradually putting some heat on it, moving it around. That same thing. Careful that you don't burn your fingies too bad. And then once you all start to get it laying down nice and smooth, or just generally a little ripply, it's all good. Start putting it down. You know when you haven't shrunk enough when you go. You're pushing all the way up and like, look at all that. Oh, I didn't shrink it. So what do? You pick it back up. Shrink it some more. That's why I like a felt card too. Felt card's something a little bit softer that's not gonna basically create a hard crease. It can, but and there you go. Bippity boppity. If you have like a little ripple or something, don't sweat it. I mean, you could always go through and like, try and heat it out and whatever. Small things are fine. A lot of small things you can press out on the inside if you haven't gotten it perfect. Like all this, like, oh my God, what is that? That's fine. Don't worry about it. See, if you want, you can go in and you can fix it up. But if it's just like lightly sitting there, a lot of times, whenever you just cut it out, put it on the inside, you have adhesive there and it'll stick. If not, just put a little extra heat and make it go down. So, I got swindled yesterday. I thought Craftsman, well, they kind of did. They hired the same manufacturer. They ripped off the light entirely. So this has been the light that I've had for a while. And then this is the Craftsman one. I was just trying to get a file yesterday, and then I saw this one, and so I picked it up. And then, lo and behold, same light size, the handle's a little different, and then there's no USB spot to charge it. They actually put, here, let me not cut myself. They actually put, I learned about this the other day too, so we can get a LiPo battery for it. 3 AAAs in this little container. Stupid. So it's not rechargeable unless you get a LiPo battery for it. So, still works, still very bright, it's good. I was going to recommend it, and then I realized that it's not rechargeable. And I'm going to not use it then. And plus their logo is on the back, just screaming at people. But our power went out, so I had to go buy some flashlights. And our flashlights were set up very similarly. And weirdly enough, we had this little plug-in fan with a rechargeable battery on it, so you didn't have to always leave it plugged in. We got it for the baby, and it's got a rechargeable LiPo battery in it. And then I had to order a new one, and turns out that they're basically the same size as this, because it came with a flashlight. So, go figure. But yeah, I'm annoyed that it doesn't have a charge port or the batteries. Because Craftsman, they did the same thing, or they took the Porter cable heat gun, right? It's now red in Craftsman. So I might have to pick that up and see if there's any differences, but I don't think there is. But this one, I was like, oh, cool. Now it's at Lowe's. Neat, that's easy. And then it's like, psych. Dang. It even looked the same. I'm like, it's got to be the same size. No, it's not. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's worse. Oh, it's less smart. Okay. Little demo here. Turn both of them on. What happens if you push the button again? This one will turn off because it's smart. This one goes to low, then goes to that, and then shuts off. So you have to press it that many times to always shut it off. This one, if you want to change it, 1, 2, 3, you can press it, or you just press it once, let it sit for a second, press it again, and then it'll go off. Hang on, more than a second. No, I swear. Maybe it's 5 seconds, okay? Shut up. Okay, there we go. Point stands. 5 seconds. That's doofy. But they're both magnetic, so that's cool. I need to start doing comparisons here. But comparisons that don't ruin the job. So like, I guess we could try different squeegees and stuff. Yeah. Oh, somebody asked if I have more glass aid. So I've had a handful of people message me. I'm sending a little bit of glass aid. I have some bad rolls. Dirty looking rolls, like they're just rolls that I didn't feel comfortable with sending out to people. They're a little wonky. Not every roll that I get is perfect. So people have been messaging me a little bit on the back end, so I've just been sending them out to people. So if you're watching and you really need some glass aid, you can message us, the Detroit Tint Studio. You can actually just text us. You can just text the number. Or you can try and find me on Facebook or whatever and message me there too. Because I feel bad. Because looks like glass aid's not going to be in stock until like June. And that is not something that I am happy about. Not something that I let happen, but it's just a thing. So, it is what it is. SpongeBob! We're going to let him hang out right there and watch us. Whoa. Do tints get blurry or damaged? They can. Cheaper film especially. A good film isn't going to do that. So that's why it's good. Spend a little bit more, get a better film, and then you won't have to worry about that. You could scratch it, but with general regular use, right? Rolling up and down, you'll be fine. Better films have better scratch coats. And they also are backed by manufacturer warranties too. So like, if GeoShield has a problem, I'm on the phone with GeoShield and be like, hey, your film is fucking up and it's making me look bad, man. And they'll be like, all right, we'll take care of it. I have a couple rolls, bidding war. You might be able to get a little bit more for them. All right. Hang on, I thought. Literally everyone in Iceland that tints professionally removes all the interior panels. Woo! Woo! They texted you? Okay, all good. Hey, look. A couple people have messaged me. I only have so many to go out, so all good. I have like a small stockpile, so I'm doing what I can. I appreciate you guys that are like the tint stuff, tint studio OGs. Sorry, I'm checking something real quick. We're keeping an eye on GME. Oh, it's so sad today. Market's taking a big fat dump. So I'm doing what I can. Also, like I said, I saw Dragon distributing. They said they still have some too. So you guys can hit them up. Oh, I need a towel. Well, yes. Let's do this one because it's here. Dang! That's so dark. Should I buy Doge? There's a little SpongeBob too. Class A's become customary in my jobs? Aw. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I feel really bad, especially that. It's like, it's what I use, I like it, and a lot of other people like it too now, and now it's like, hey, there isn't any, and I'm like, fuck. Before it was kind of just like, nah, well, when it gets here is when it gets here. Now it's like, oh, fuck. Got people that depend on it now. Car doesn't have VTEC. Well, I know VTEC. All right, my headphones are cutting out a little bit. A little bit in here. I haven't given up yet, but definitely a little sketchy. Clay bars seem like a good way to clean the tint. Tint over tint. Clay bars are back in stock though, so that's good. Integra? Maybe. Sounds familiar. Borderline questionable pain in the ass. Sponge. Ugh. Alright, there we go. Sponge Tech. Sponge Tech. Just make sure this is extra clean. Dang, I really can't hear on my headphones. Give me a minute. I'm gonna slap this in here. I'll try and hear what I can, but it's like, but it hasn't disconnected yet. But it's on its way. A Supra. No, I haven't. I haven't had one of the new ones in person. I did one of the older ones, though. Was that a Supra? Maybe I'm thinking of it. No, I'm thinking of Celica. That's like way off from a Supra. That's not a Supra. But I haven't done any of the new Supras either, so. Kind of reminded me of like a BRZ, but it's probably not exactly that. This is a big old window too. Not crazy, but big old window. Back glass over back glass. Look, see, it doesn't even look tinted. Is it the coolest car? I think probably the McLaren. That was pretty cool. It's very picture worthy. Oh dang, this slip sliding all over the place. Oh wait, maybe not. Gonna have my Jaguar F-Type tinted. Oh, that's fine. Not sure about all that water. Yeah, most shops spray a fair amount of water. You should cover up door panels and stuff like that. Generally, Jags, I've never heard of people having a problem with those. Like, so the way that they set up the doors is like there's a membrane in between the door and the rest of the elements. So, well, the water that feeds down here will be on the other side of that membrane. So the water that goes on the front panel, though, yeah, you should have that covered up, especially if there's leather with stitching that might swell. That's something that you might want to make sure that they know, but I like to cover up all the paneling and stuff like that. I like the F-type. F-type's pretty sweet. Generally a bit more of a pain in the ass to tint, too. The front doors are. They put really big frames around the windows. You're welcome. No problem. All right, let's get this squeegeed out. Again, headset failing a little bit on the back interior of the car. I guess Bluetooth going through drywall and the rest of the car is not super fun. BCU on the Rams. Oh yeah, that's not fun. I wouldn't blame anybody for being a little concerned. Especially if they know what to look out for and why, and shops do and stuff like that, so. I've had a few the opposite. They got it done because of that video. Okay, squeegee. All right, cool, we're out of the car. Oh, that was a question. Should you tell them about the BCU issues? Or BCM, sorry. BCM. I don't think you really have to. I mean, because as a shop, like, you don't really want to scare people. And especially if, like, you've never damaged them before. So, like, if you cover everything up and everything's okay, then letting them know that there could have been a potential issue that never happens. I mean, and the thing is, if something did happen, you as a shop are going to take care of it. So at that point, that's when you would say, yeah, there's sometimes problems with these ones. You know what I mean? So if you wouldn't ever put the liability on them for something like that. If you damage something while you're tinting it, that's on you. It's always on you. If anything, you might want to say, hey, it takes a little bit longer or whatever. I didn't realize that was a question. I like your name. How much are you charging for that car? Goomba Pimp. Wow. It depends. So we're doing tint over tint, and we're doing kind of like a mishmash, so it's a little bit of an unusual thing. Oh, thank you, Alan. Alan for the 5. I really appreciate that. And then Chris B. coming in hot with a 20. Keep up the great job. Thanks again. Thank you, man. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And the super chat. That's a big one. That's a big one. Back to Goomba Pimp's question. How much do you charge for a front windshield? Generally, just the windshield by itself, $150, and we'll do a little discount with the full car. So all in all, like full sides, back, and windshield, you'd be at $370 starting. We're down to like the last little bit of coffee. All right, my dudes. So we have the back glass done. Ceramic tint your glasses. These are the self-tinting glasses too. So, oh wait, no, it would go on the inside, so that'd still work, huh? I don't know if we'd ever do that. Probably not. Sounds interesting though. All right, so we're just gonna finish wiping this off. Everything turned out nice with it. Everything looks like it's sticking. Good, good, very good. You don't have to worry too much about them rolling down the back window. So next we have the windshield. Last but not least, the full windshield. So we're gonna keep these little guys around. Where did my, oh, there it is. Put it on the shelf this time. Scraps go in the trash. I have bigger trash cans now. Look at me growing up. GoPro. Okay, what do we need? We need 35? Let me tell you. This thing, hang on. It does this thing where it starts to like slouch and you can't like readjust it and have it come back. You have to like take it off and put it back on. I've been tinting a lot of newer chargers lately. Mopar RT, your name's very fitting too. How much is all the rear windows and front windows on a wagon, not the windshield? So basically everything but the full windshield on a wagon would start at $260. Going to the tin off? I'm not, no. I'm looking to take a vacation. We're out of 35 and rolls that are there, so we gotta toss them. I don't know, I keep leaving them there. I have plenty of 35, but not in those ones. No, we're gonna try and take just a nice vacation this year. So last year, with everything being shut down, and then also my wife was pregnant all year, that was a lot. And then we just got through winter, you know, new baby. We just want to go somewhere nice, take a break. Things have, you know, getting back into kind of like the normal swing of things, and then all of a sudden, you know, the season really picks up, so now I'm busy. So we're gonna go take a little break. So this guy is curved, but not very, like, as somebody said before, compound curved. So it's very like, zoo, but it's not woo. What's the criteria for winning a tint competition? Read the rules. It's tough. There's a lot of good people. They'll generally like have what sounds like a pretty easy task to do. So it was like, the last competition was a Chevy Cruze, front quarter window, and the roll down in 20 minutes. And I was surprised with the amount of people that didn't finish. So I finished mine, but everything was going great. Here was my problem. If you've used Avery NR Pro and NR, you know there's an adhesive difference. So I added extra soap for NR, and then I grabbed the NR Pro box, and I just didn't even think of it. because I was using Avery at the time, and the facility that we were in was a little cold. So the roll down, I had to spend a little extra time heating it up to get it to stick in place, but it only stuck in place on the back corner, not the front, so it got a little cockeyed at the end of it, but I didn't realize it until after everything was done. And I forgot to put tape over the switch too. That was another thing. So I didn't do too badly, but definitely not top tier. But as far as the other ones coming up, I have no idea. There's the one in Texas, which is going to be kind of interesting. But I'm not gonna be there. Okay, so maybe this is a little bit more curved. They're not crazy, but I wouldn't say it's as bad as the back window. Windshield's gonna be a little bit easier. So same thing. Have you talked to Patrick? Oh, I just did. Today. A few hours ago, actually. He's doing good. He's busy. He's trying to post and stuff. There's a lot of personal things. And that's about as much as I'll say. He's doing good, though. This is a little bit more curved than I thought. What is that? I got my wagon tinted. I was wondering if it was a fair price. Probably. So prices vary across the country, across other countries, across cities, different films. You could be in one part of town and get tint for $100, and then you could have another shop in the same part of town that's charging $1,000. So it all varies. Just like maybe an upscale mechanic shop? I don't know. Like mechanic work varies too. Tint's very similar in that. So if you're happy with the job that you got, and then you talk to him about the film that you're getting and the experience was good, then yeah. So you'll have people in chat that'll be like, you know, if depending on what you say, will say either you overpaid or you underpaid or whatever. That's what I was getting at. There's prices that vary all across the country. So what might seem expensive to some will honestly seem cheap to others. Dang! I can barely afford to breathe in California. Dang. Yeah, I've heard California's crazy. I gotta ask, is it like... I'm hearing a bunch of tech companies and stuff leaving too, so I'd imagine that puts the whole state in a bit of a limbo. California, don't they charge like astronomical taxes too? Moving to Texas? Yep. Yeah, that's what a lot of them are doing. It was kind of like New York was the place to be, then California is the place to be, and now Texas seems like it's becoming the place to be. You know, people just seems to be the cycle. $275? Oh, that's not bad at all. $275 is great. I charge, starting for a full wagon without the windshield, I charge $260. Does your price matter if you're certified or not? There is no official tint certifications. Certification would just be like, I went to a class, I took the class, and all the certificate says is that I went to the class. So there's no actual industry certification. Everybody in Finland has saunas? Dang, you guys are fancy. It's like it's as common as a microwave. Woo! That's cool. It's definitely not common here, so it sounds fancy. It's getting crowded in Texas already. Yeah, if everybody goes to the same places, I can imagine. Teach me how to be from Finland. I'm listening to part of the conversation that's happening right now. Teach me how to be from Finland. It sounds lovely. Okay, so these top corners, just like the back. Just like the back. We're leaving this a little bit longer on the sides, a little like kind of just loose on the sides, and we're shrinking this whole area together, but we're directing it upwards. If that makes sense. So you don't want to just let a finger pop up on the side and shrink it sideways and let it get out of control. That'll screw it up. There you go. Bippity bop. I want to pull that bit, but it's so far away. Sauna every day. I just want a pool, man. I want a pool and a hot tub and a oversized garage for streams, and I'm good. Just drink beer, don't talk to people. Yeah, sounds like Michigan. People are pretty to themselves here, for sure. All right. So let's cut this out. .35, so we can definitely see this a lot easier. No need for the Harbor Freight light. Toro Cavatan. What? That's the way my robot voice pronounced it. Dang, we're learning all types of cultural stuff today. Do you have the tape available? We're out of stock, but I am sending the not so appealing rolls to people, so hit me up. Just text the shop and be like, "Yo, dog, I really need that tape." I appreciate you guys watching. So there's only so much I can send out, but I am trying to help, especially the peeps that are like, "I really like it. I need it. I appreciate it, and now I can't get it." And I'm like, "Ah, fuck. I feel bad." Have you ever scratched a window? Oh, yeah. For sure. How long does it take to arrive? Well, it's going out first class shipping. So if you're close, maybe like a couple of days. If you're not, then they say 3 to 5 days. Sometimes they take a little bit longer than that. But it should be anywhere from 3 to 5 days across the U.S. Yeah, that's why we have that stuff. We don't want to scratch windows. So it's iffy. If you don't use it, it's iffy. You just go real light. With the blade, keep a very low angle. So if you're cutting on glass, just stainless steel blades, keep it very low, give a light touch. You don't have to put much pressure to cut through it. It's just glass is getting cheap, very cheap. So on some cars, especially like 90s and early 2000s cars, like a lot of those were fine. And then there was like a lot more recent cars. It's just like I start to see little line after little line. And then there were some, like I did a BMW 3 Series and I'm like, I'm fucking done with this. There's just a score around the whole window. Old Trans Am? Realistically, yes. Like, it's not too bad for an older car, but definitely different. That's not like the Trans Am. That's not the Firebird. The Firebird's the hard one, right? Trans Am. That's not. What I'm wondering is like that's not like the older Camaro, right? Which one's like the Camaro? I get them confused. The 4th gen F body style. That doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. I like cars. I'm not that much of a car guy. Here, I'm even going to look it up. Oh, yeah, that is. That back window is not super fun. The doors are, they're okay, but the back doors, or the back window is not super fun. They actually don't require a ton of shrinking. So a little tip here. Take the sides and kind of get those to lock down, and most of the shrinking will actually be in the middle. It'll look like H pattern, when I say, mostly from the top all the way down. So give yourself a lot of slack on that film from the bottom. Don't do 50-50, and then try and shrink more in the center. Yeah, those things aren't super fun. This is what we're talking about right here. Yeah, that one's tough. A little tough. Ever drive by where Eminem grew up? Not that I know of. We see him walking up and down 8 Mile every once in a while, though. Just kidding. No, we don't. He doesn't do that. Okay, a little bit of a cutout here. Should we do this on the inside? I guess we can just do it on the inside, huh? We'll do that on the inside. That's fine. Well, that sounds fun. From the streams. Every once in a while, we go up and down. We go up and down. No, we have to go down 8 Mile. For whatever reason. And then we're like, is that Eminem? That's Eminem, right? No? Okay. All right. I get you. All right. So we were told we can move the poof. Obviously, we have to. You don't want to get a poof in your window tint. Remove any stickers. So we have a little bit of adhesive there. We're going to scrape that off. We're going to remove the mirror. Pretty easy. Anything but the Ford mirrors are super easy. Even the Ford mirrors are getting easier now. Well, actually not. That's not true. There's some some mirrors that are obnoxious to take off. Anything with the screw. I got one of those Trans Am's individual fingers, or should I snap shrink? You're gonna kind of do both. They're just gonna be bigger. I don't think they're as bad as a Corvette, as like the Corvette with like the cockpit style back window. Those doors are really curved. I don't think they're that bad. So really you could snap them a little bit. If they're worse than that though, you could shrink out the fingers and then snap the bottom a little bit. Do you still use the adhesive remover, the awesome one? Yes. Yes, I do. There's been a lot of people posting about ATR, though. I've used ATR plenty before that. It's a really, really good adhesive remover. I've got nothing bad to say about that stuff. If you want, I think, a better adhesive remover, use ATR. It's just shipping chemicals and stuff like that. Big. Let's try putting this in first. And then putting in. I keep forgetting. I have a little panel stick that I gotta bring in, but I keep forgetting it. And then when I see it, I'm like, I should bring that in. And then I don't. There. Because I'm not a pro at tucking this towel, but I definitely don't do it as like what I've seen. Just kind of cram it in there. So on these, I don't know if they're as much of a problem with the BCMs, but the newer models definitely are. So you'll have the BCM is over in the passenger kick panel. And to get it out, get towels up there, it's a big chore. It's not near as easy as the Rams are. But I don't think it's got the same trails leading to it, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal as long as you use a towel, a rope, make sure everything's covered. I forgot what car I'm hearing problems on right now. I thought it was a Mazda. All right, we're taking off the belt. It just gets in the way. Here we go. That's a little better. There's like a really tough pinch point right in the center, so it's not really tucking in. Oh yeah, the Hondas. I thought it was the windshield on the Hondas. It's the back window? Oh, okay, so it is the windshield. Lights off the dash. Oh, that sucks. That's scary. Thank you for that. Do you ever suck on the soap? Do you ever suck on the soak rope after a job? You know, just a little like dirty, soapy water. I can't say I do. But Dorito, if there's anybody that I thought sucks on a soak rope, it might be you. He's special. It's on the back. It is the back window? What? Get out of here. Why is Honda making our lives difficult? Unless I'm just half hearing things. I appreciate that. Good. Have you ever pulled the tint from? Oh yeah. So on the Honda Accord's newer body back window, great. Not only is it a Honda, but it's on a pretty common Honda too. I tint Hondas all day. I've had no problems. Well, shit, guys, you're problem neutral right now. I got somebody saying there is. I got somebody saying there isn't. What do we do? I appreciate the heads up, though. I tinted a K5 without pulling any panels or anything. I didn't have a problem with that one. I think I had a problem on a Mercedes, though, C-Class. After I tinted it, the key wasn't... Push button start wasn't working. You had to turn the key. Isn't it going to be tough to see through the windshield with double tint? Well, it would. Fortunately, we're not doing the windshield in double tint. Everything, the front doors and the back window was double. Trans Am? Oh, yeah. Definitely tough to tint. They're not... I've done them, and they've been a big pain in the ass, and then I relearned how to shrink them. So you can shrink those a little bit differently, like I was saying before. Shrink more in the middle than on the edges, so you won't have, because all that tension will try and pull itself off the window. No fun. Okay, we're pretty good here. It's all scraped. So we're gonna layer over that tab. We're gonna cut out the tab on the inside. It'd be really easy to also cut on the outside, but I kind of want to just keep the film all together without like a hole in it. Make it probably a little bit easier to unroll. Less chance of something feeding in. And then we'll put it there. Bippity boppity boo. Yeah. I should get a wider squeegee for some of these. These little 5-inch squeegees. So fun. All right, prepped. Good. Squeegee the outside. Roll it up. Layer it in. Good. Good. What is the point of the dot matrix? All I've heard is aesthetics. Glass designers, glass engineers, I don't know. Whoever makes it, they think they look good or something. My other thought is maybe there's like a slight chance that it could have to be with like, you know, the windshield's all clear. And then it's kind of like a way to, like for aesthetic purposes, yeah, blending, but also maybe heat a little bit, so it's not just a sharp drop off. Because the black would be absorbing way more heat than the clear parts of the glass. So maybe it has something to do with that too, but I mean, there are windows that don't have it at all, so there's that too. All right. Peel 1/4. Peel 2/4. See all where that tab is, that'd be dribbling in stuff, so that's why we didn't do the tab this time. We'll cut it out on the inside. Favorite color? I really like green, like a bright green, which is why the Tint Studio squeegee is a bright green. Also, I don't know why nobody makes any like bright green squeegees. Go figure. I'm probably gonna hit up Tri-Edge and ask them about a green one. Because they have a lot of colors, and they made a purple edition one for Tint Wiz. So it's like, yo dudes, what'll it take to get a green one going? That would be nice. That would be pretty nice. This is the dot matrix on the surface or embedded in the glass. A lot of the time it's on the surface, this one included. More often than not, you'll see on basically all tempered windows, which most side windows, not all, but there's a lot of side windows that are tempered, especially the back. They've been doing laminated on front doors for a while, but they generally don't have dot matrices on those. So those will all be on the glass, so like quarter windows and whatnot. And then as for the back windows are like always on the glass. I think maybe like a Mercedes or something, but then that would have meant it's laminated. And then on windshields, they're lazy. So they'll just slap them on the glass. Very few cars that I see regularly actually have it embedded. Usually it's on a nicer car, but that's still a toss-up whether or not they do. That is some curve around. Okay, we get about to here. Wash all that off. Keep going. I still get it occasionally, and it's being really obnoxious. So, every once in a while when I unroll one of these, I seem to get like Jesus, come on. There we go. I seem to get sometimes a little bit of speckling right in the center. And best I can say, it's from the way that I'm handling it. So I'm not touching the film. But I get to like, here, I'll show you. It's not always the case, but sometimes I've seen it, especially when I'm at the glass shop. Where it's like I'll get to this point, and then the film will start to fall away a little bit from the window. You're trying to get it lined up. This one has a lot of space, so watch, this will probably get a little easier. And then after I squeegeed out, right in here, like in the middle of, like where my hand was, sometimes I'll see a couple of speckles there. And that's really frustrating because they don't exactly know how they're getting there other than my hand, but my hand is not touching the tint. Do you use Elmer's glue? No. No, I try and find something else. Elmer's glue, I'm pretty positive is going to yellow on you down the road. It's right on the... It's exposed to all the sun, so it's like sitting above the film, so if you're putting it in the dots to try and get rid of those. I mean, yeah, it's going to look better initially, and you might be fine down the road, like somebody doesn't really notice it turning yellow. But it probably will because it's sitting right there and sun's hitting it, and it's not meant for outdoor exposure like that. So you might have some long-term issues. Oh, it's in my pocket. I left a knife in my pocket once the other day, and that shit went through the washing machine, and then it was all disassembled, including the blade. And now it's like, uh-oh, I guess we have to go through the laundry now looking for a blade. Yay. Buy some Yeezys? No, man, we got the ultimate comfy dad shoe right here. Oh, I found it. Oh, they're amazing. Skechers, so you know, top tier brand name right there. They're like fabric shoes, no laces, good breathability, very squishy, so easy to take them on and off, comfy to walk around on all day. They're the ultimate dad shoe. I was looking for better flip-flops at last year, which I guess we're getting into flip-flop weather, so we might go back to those. Do you like your Crocs in two-wheel or four-wheel drive? I didn't go full Crocs, though. I have some dignity, right? No, not really. Couldn't pull the trigger on Crocs, but these ones, those are comfy. And they look like shoes. So that's cool. Oh wait, we should probably leave this up. That way we can squeegee it a little bit easier. Where's the scrubby? It's over there. We're almost done. All the tint is where it's supposed to be. Everything seemed to go well. Haven't received my pre-cut tint. Sad face. Should have gone out. Shoot me email, my tint stuff. The email that you should have got the order and all that from. I'll definitely look into it. If there was a problem with an order, definitely take care of it. Were the windows tinted previously? Yes, but not by me. So that was kind of the whole theme of the beginning of the stream. So we were tinting over the doors, which had tint, and then over the back window. Well, the front doors, and then the back window. Back doors were already limo. Whatever was on the back window was much lighter, though. Looks like it faded a little bit, too. Plotters? They're helpful when the patterns work, and then if the patterns don't work, then you're wasting a lot of time. Oh. Wait, what? No. Shut up. Dorito. Dorito, thank you for the 5 for the Yeezy Fund. There's not gonna be a Yeezy Fund. We're just getting, we're good with the shoes that we have. Thank you for the 5 though. I ordered the kit from eBay. Well, goddamn, that makes me like, oh shit, I fell through on an order, or like something happened, and like somebody is like has to hit me up in chat to figure out what happened. It's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to work. Oh, it was off of eBay. All right, all good. Well, I can't do anything for you then. It'll get there when it gets there. eBay, man, I don't know how many things that I tried to get on eBay that's like, it'll be there in a month because it's all just drop ship shit. Estimated time of arrival next year. I'm like, okay. Sorry, my English isn't that great. No worries, man. It's just like, I always look out for stuff like that too. So if somebody says their order didn't show up, I automatically assume. I was like, oh no. All good. I should follow that up with, was that from me? Next time I'll do that. eBay has shitty window film. Well, it's tough. My younger brother was selling kits on eBay, and it's very competitive. So you're competing for the buy window and stuff like that. It's all about search. No, it wasn't from you. It's all good. So on eBay, like they take their commission, which is like 15%, and then they beat like everybody's about price on somewhere like eBay. So it's just self-driven down prices to compete for search and buy things, and then eventually it's like, I was like, are you even making money on this one? He's like, a little bit. Like they would have kits for like $30. And then I'm like, are you actually sending out like decent film? And he's like, you just put lifetime warranty on there. That's just kind of the way eBay is. I was like, yeah, it doesn't make sense any other way. Because if you're talking about like a color stable, like a high quality film for $30, it doesn't exist. They're losing money on trying to ship out film like that. No wholesaler, no big supplier. Like, you can't do it. So it's cheaped out in some way, shape, or form, so. Especially because you sell it at 30 or less, and then eBay takes their 15% commission, and then they put free shipping on top of it. You're basically, like, dang, you got like $15 profit on that kit, or $15 to play with on just the film. Good luck. Yay! I think we're good. I suppose I should wipe those ones off too. Since all the other windows are wiped off, we'll wipe off the other ones. I just hope they look good. There we go. This stuff. Oh, stay. Turkey or ham? I'm not a big fan of either, honestly. I'll take ham over turkey, I think, but they're both very similar. It's kind of like pineapple and ham on pizza. It's like, is there something else? Like if you go to Jimmy John's, what do you guys get? I'm number 9. Number 9, or now we have a number 7, which is like the East Coast Italian. But yeah, I generally don't go for ham or turkey. We should put SpongeBob. We should put SpongeBob back in that back window. But we want to make sure everything's all touched up back here first. All right, he was right here. Although, I don't know if we should put him here, because now you can't really see him anymore, but I guess. Here, no, we'll put him in the seat. Just put him right here, chilling. 2 SpongeBobs, there you go. And then we're gonna get razor blade. I'm gonna finish scraping this off. Just a little bit of overspray. Back windows, honestly, they look good. Probably a little discolored, but as far as whoever did it initially, yeah, you're good. Wrap the Explorer? Nah. In what? If it was something I was trying to learn, maybe, but nah, I'm good. I thought about maybe doing like a hood. Maybe a roof. In matte black. All right, cool. Just spiffy it up a little bit. Looking good. Yeah, man, I think we're all good. Everything looks like it's laid down. Turned out nice. Where's my... I can't even see my back window. So, oh, there it is. Okay. Lime green. That'd be fun. Maybe a little bit too much attention, but it would be fun for a minute. Keys are over there. Dang. That is plenty dark, if you ask me. Whew. Even with that windshield. Dang. All right. Good, good. Canon. Wow. Well, that was fun. Went. Oh, that. What? I thought this was this. Cool. What's today? Wednesday? Thursday. I might have a. Thursday was kind of like a weird spot. I might have a full car tomorrow. Challenger. I've got to double check. Looks like we have a deposit. Oh, we have 2. Oh, shit. I guess we have... 2 people want my crap Glassade rolls. Appreciate it. Book tomorrow, 1 p.m. Equinox with windshield. All right, we got a full windshield for tomorrow. Good deal. Oh, thanks. Look at that. Nick's in chat. Thank you. What happened? Did that guy with the Challenger not want to book, or did he set a different day? Challenger is booked for Monday. Oh, perfect. Sweet. So we have both of them. Good deal. All right. So we got stuff coming Saturday. We got stuff Monday. And we got next Saturday, too, for sure. So we're still booking up. That's good. Read me. Yeah, Challenger is booked for Monday. Equinox for tomorrow. All good. Let me know if I miss anything. Damn, I love this channel. Aw, I appreciate that. Good deal. All right, so we're going to be back tomorrow. We got a full Equinox. I know I got something else in the morning, a couple doors with the front quarters on like a Subaru and maybe something else. Nothing crazy, but we'll be back to stream that. equinox tomorrow, which is pretty straightforward. So, alrighty, my dudes, y'all have a good day. We're pretty much at close. Wow, it's almost 5. Okay, yeah, I gotta get going. Jesus, time flies sometimes. Big shout out to all the super chats. And now like 5 people who requested crap rolls. Dang. All right, I'll get those out. Let me double check with how many I have. Dashboard. All right, let me give the super chats a shout out really quick. I figured out where I have to go. I have to leave YouTube to find this. Oh, whoa! I missed that one. Did I miss that one? Oh, Jose with the 5. I'm so sorry I missed that one. When will you have file action? Funny enough, I was just trying it on my Explorer before this appointment came in. And it's not going great, so I don't know. But thank you for the 5. Oh, yeah, and then Dorito. Okay, so big shout out to Jose, Dorito, Chris B., Alan, Dave, Kendall, Daniel Reyna, and Daniel Reyna again. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the support, as always. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, I gotta watch some videos on files. I think I fucked up the top of my window a little bit too with it. I don't know, man. I just don't have much luck with it right now. So we'll figure it out eventually, I think. No, shut up. Why do you say my name like that? Isn't your name Dorito? Like the chip? Moses with a 5. For the Yeezy Fund. We're not starting a Yeezy Fund. You can donate all you want for the Yeezy Fund. There is not going to be Yeezys at the end. It's not going to happen. They're going to get so dirty so fast. Alrighty. Well, I got to get going. Sorry, misunderstood. Oh, okay. Oh, good. All right, I got to take off. You guys have a good one. We'll be back around 1 o'clock tomorrow, probably a little bit after. Bye-bye.